Good morning, everybody. I greet the Ring of Power Network, and with that, all the people that went out this morning or that will still go out, depending on where you are in the world, to greet the rising sun. It is such a beautiful embedment in the larger cycles of life to know that the earth keeps turning into the sun, and in every moment on this earth there is a place where it is just appearing above the horizon from where we live and how we live. And so I greet the dedication this morning for people making that a moment of consciousness and opening. And this month, the aspect in the Ring of Power to study, to perceive, to understand deeper is the goddess of change. And I got up early in the morning before sunrise, still in the dark, because it is also the dark goddess of change. And I was moving into this not knowing how to be with the larger forces and finding the trust to be with them anyway. And what I experienced as a significant difference in me is the difference between transformation and metamorphosis. There's something where transformation is a new form to the same thing, sometimes a radically new form to the same thing. And we often speak about the transformation of our times. And this morning I was with the potential of metamorphosis. That is not the same thing in a new shape, but it is actually a new being born. We often use this metaphor or the analogy of the butterfly, actually the caterpillar becoming a cocoon, and in that something totally different changes. Something totally new is born. And I noticed how much this needs my advance of trust into life and the huge forces of life around me that are shaping me and humanity and life on earth. That there are moments where I need to let go and go into the dark, into the unknown, and make that my act of love and surrender. And when I came with this energy into the stone circle of Tamara, I was welcomed by Sarah, one of the stewards, one of the caretakers of the stone circle, and she introduced me to the neighborhood of the dark goddess of change. And there they were, the goddess of Malta, and Holy Mary, and Namu, the mother goddess of all mothers, and Isis, and the Sphinx, all around this dark goddess of change. And I had a moment of such humbleness of being between these huge divine powers, archetypal powers of change, all feminine, such a feminine movement from earth into me. And I became very humble for a moment. And that is what I invite in for this week, when I listened into it, to pay attention to these moments of, it might be very small, but something profoundly new and unknown moving into my life, and nourishing that. Because the world I know and I see, and the political and ecological catastrophe and crisis we are in, somehow the change for the good will not come from what I know, but from these powers that form something new through me. So I dedicate this week to my, and hopefully your, surrender to this divine force of change, and to being awake and alert when it comes into my life, into our lives, into the culture that we are trying to transform. Yeah, with that I greet your dedication, your commitment, and I greet the new potentials that we cannot even think of. Come on into my heart, my mind, and my work and service to this change. Amen.